All right, so the one thing we will do is on the sample spreadsheet on page 8, we're going to go to cell or box A1 and type in the word position. Just type it in, whether it's capital or not capital. Don't worry now, don't press enter yet. Now, what have we been calling the position? N. Good. So parentheses N. Most of us, it doesn't quite fit nicely. So do you know to go between A and B until you get this like line thing with arrows, and you slide it over, and you can make that column a little larger. You know about that? In the second, it says what to write here. Term. What have we been calling the term? A sub n. Now let's see, you could probably do subs, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to write an, and you understand that's A sub n. Will that be okay with you? Okay, enter. Okay. Now, we've been saying we're going to start at what position? What's the first position? 1. 1, enter. Okay? Now, remember, I like you. So I don't want you to do any more work than you have to. So I'm not going to have you type in 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to make the spreadsheet do that for us. You ready? So in box A3, which is where you should be now, yep, cell A3, just type in the equal symbol. The equal symbol says a formula is coming. Have you done that before? And then go up to A2, go up to the 1, and just click it. So up here in the formula box, it should say equals A2. And then I want to take that 1 in A2 and add 1 to it. And press enter. And you're thinking, it would have been so much easier just to type 2. Everybody okay so far? So here's the cool part. Go back up to A3 and grab that, you see the box at the bottom right hand corner? Click on it and go down to the 10th row where it says 10. Let go and boom! It'll make the list of numbers for you. How come it says 10 on the outside of your spreadsheet and 9 on the inside?
Because the first is just the position.
Right. So because we put in titles to the columns, which took up a space. But be careful, right? Students get confused with these numbers out here and the numbers that they have inside their spreadsheet. Okay? Now, go to B2. Now let's say that we want to construct the even numbers. So let's go to B2. And what do I do to the first column to make even numbers? Well, just give me the math first before we talk about the spreadsheet. Multiply by 2, right? So we do equals. Here's our formula. We go over to the position, and then inside the formula box, multiplication is the asterisk above the 8 times 2. Enter. Since that's a formula, I can then grab the lower right hand corner and go down, and it'll multiply each of those by 2. Look, A2, A3, A4, A5. It knows to change the position. Just like up here, it knew to add 1 to the previous position. In a way, this is recursive, right? To get one position, I've got to get the term before it. Okay? This is somewhat recursive. All right? Now, so that's the even numbers. See if you can come up with a way to make the odd numbers. Work together, try some things, see what you come up with. We're going to have another term column here, and in this column I want you to come up with the odd numbers using the same over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So use the position. Or if you have other ways to do it, go ahead. There's nothing wrong here. We're going to try things and learn, okay? But try to get the odd numbers in the next column. Now, some of you might think, he'll never know. Let me just do 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and think, Mr. Murray, he's so stupid, he'll never know. Well, here's what I'm going to have you do when you print out your spreadsheets. First, you'll print out this screen. You'll print out 2 screens. You'll print this one out. Okay, not now, because you have no printer. And then go to the Formulas tab. Formulas, right? And down here where it says Show Formulas. You see this? If I tap this, gotcha. I know which ones are formulas and which ones you just typed in. I know that trick. Tap it again, we're back to the entries. All right? So this 1, 3, 5, 7, just typing it in, obviously is not going to count. So raise your hand. Give me what you put in this box. Go ahead.
I said A2 times 2 plus 1.
So A2, which is this box, say that again.
Times 2.
Times 2. And then what?
Plus 1.
Plus 1. Oops. Well, not bad, except I want you to start with the lowest odd number. So you want to make an adjustment. Instead of adding 1, hint, hint.
Minus 1?
Yeah. And actually, mistakes are learning opportunities. I'm glad you did that, so we can see the difference. Okay? And then we can grab this guy and go down. And sure enough, now we have formulas for odd numbers. Show formulas, there they are. Anybody have another one? Yeah.
Instead of A2 times 2 minus 1, just B2 minus 1.
Okay, so if I go put the equals here, go to B, this guy, which are the even numbers already, and subtract 1. Right? Good. Now, how did I get the B column? I multiplied the A column by 2, didn't I? So really, that's what this is. Now, I don't want you to do that, only because our formulas are always going to be dependent on the position. All right? But that was good. It worked. You're right. That was good. All right? Let's do this again. Let's go down here, make another one. Start with a 1, and then go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See if you can do that yourself. So in this spot, you have equals, you have the number above, and you add 1. That's a recursive idea, isn't it? We want to take the number above and add 1. So if I wanted to write the formula again and not use the cool copy thing, I can do equals the number above and add 1. But we've learned this corner thing is pretty cool. Yeah? Here we go. So in this position, or this term to the right of 1, equals, somebody give me what you put in so that you can make 11.
A12 times 2 minus 1.
So the position times 2, and then what? Minus 1. Well, I wanted 11, right? Looking at number 6 on the notes, I wanted 11 there. So I think you want it, okay, so let's give you another chance. You got the right idea, but you have to adjust it, not by subtracting 1, but by doing something else. Can you correct it?
By adding 10.
Adding 10. If you add 10, you get 12. I wanted 11.
Minus 1 plus 10.
Or plus 9.
Plus 9. Now, let's try plus 9. There you go. How's that? Because 2 times 1 is 2. I want to get to 11. I have to add 9. And let's see if multiplying the position by 2 and adding 9 makes the list that they gave us in that problem, and it was. Correct? So again, those were not mistakes. We just saw what we did and we made adjustments. And we're learning. Okay? Alright, in 7, let's go for the next column over. How am I going to make 0, 1, 4, 9, 16? Try that starting here. Okay, go ahead. So then to make this, what should we do for this first one? Equals?
A12
Okay.
minus 1
Minus 1.
squared. And then the A12 minus 1.
And to package this, we square the whole thing. We better package it in parentheses. Good. Outstanding. And then how do I square?
Root. Not root, they're like caret.
The caret. Perfect. The thing above the 6, right? Caret 2. That's your exponent symbol. Enter. Looks promising. We have our 0. Then if I grab that and go down, it will again take the position, subtract 1, and then square it. Take the position, subtract 1, and then square it. Looks good. Okay, let me start and then see if you can come up with the rest of it. I'm going to say, just type in, the first term is going to be 1. I think we have to start with just putting the first term in. But maybe not, we'll see. And then did someone come up with what I do next? Equals. What's going on from the first term to the second term?
Equals D12 plus A13.
Plus the other plus. And isn't the difference between 1 and 3 2? 3 and 6 3. 6 and 10 4. So that the difference of the numbers is the position, isn't it? The n. So you want to add the 2 here and press enter. So I take the position where I am and I add the term that I'm at. So that I'm adding the term position each time, which changes. So this is recursive, isn't it? I could say A1 is 1. Remember the recursive definition? There's 2 parts to it. What's part 1? Where do I start? Who's the first term, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then all the other terms, like A sub n, is going to equal the term before it. How do I say the term before it? Good, n minus 1. And then I'm going to add what?
No.
The position. What variable is the position? N. Isn't that what we did? We added, these are n guys, right? Remember that? This is n. See the recursive nature of this one? I'm not multiplying or doing anything to the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm taking the terms and going to the next term one by one by one. Okay, one more before we end today. Actually, yeah. We'll do 2 things. So for the Fibonacci sequence, let's go down. And let's do 1, enter, equals 1 plus 1, enter. And again, quickly number what we're doing. Hopefully that part you can do now pretty easily, right? Just to make our list of beginning numbers. Now for number 8, I'm sorry, the end of 8, you see the Fibonacci sequence? The Fibonacci sequence did this. A of 1 is 1, right? Remember that? So we said the first term is 1. Bang, just type it in. Then we had to say A of 2 is also 1. This is just the teaching part. You don't have to put this in, but you put 1 in, right? And then, remember the Fibonacci sequence? It's A of n, to get all the others, it's A of what? N minus 1, good. Plus A of n minus 2. Well, let's see what that means here. A of 3, so equals, who do I add to get this guy? The one above, right? Plus the one right below it. Enter. How's that? Let's go to this 2. Grab the core. Let's just go down 1. I don't want to confuse the issue too soon. And if I go on to this spot here, do you see it? B23, it's the one above, or 2 above, and B24 is the one above. See that? And if I grab this corner and go down, sure enough, it's doing what it wants. Okay, last idea. Let's go back up to the very top. Let's say I'm going to take these guys and add them up. So one way to do that, I'm going to wipe this out so I have some room. And you probably already know this, is if I want to add these guys together, I can go down here, and anybody know? Auto sum, you see this guy over here? Auto sum, it's a sigma. Auto sum, and it says it's going to add C2 to C10. How nice of them to just know what to do. Enter, done. You can also do this recursively. Watch this. Equals, and just take the 1. Enter. Equals, take that 1 and add it to the 3. It's like a running total. Enter. Then if I copy this down once to show you what's going on, it's going to take D3, the number of the sum so far, right? The sum so far, and it's going to add the next number. It's like a running total. And sure enough, in both cases, I get 81. See that?